Hi there, Karolina. Nice to see that you've written your first set of essays for us. Well done. Let's take a look at what you did here. The first one is about schools, if they should be entertaining or if they should solely educate. Let's see what you said. While it is true that the main goal of schools is to educate, it has also been recently called out that providing students with considerable amounts, with an S here, of entertainment plays a crucial role in the education. Now, when you say the education, it's important to say whose education. So the education of children, the education of students, the education of the world, just something. Otherwise, just say it plays a crucial role in education. I personally believe that providing the subject matter in an enjoyable method along with reducing pressure, again, no the here, may enhance the learning process. Okay, fine. Firstly, fun and excitement are the best motivation tools that can be used on young learners. One full stop here. A second full stop? No. Okay. Embedding modern technologies that are, you don't need a comma here. Again, embedding modern technologies that are commonly used by teenagers, no comma again. So let's try it one more time. Embedding modern technologies that are commonly used by teenagers into the curriculum makes the subject matter significantly more interesting. I was absolutely amazed by the level of excitement when my nephew was telling me about a project he was working on as part of his English lessons, which involved a video conference via Skype with a group of students in Thailand and preparing together, which involved a group of students in Thailand to prepare together with them a PowerPoint presentation, which makes more sense. Now, okay, but are you talking to me about your nephew because he's a teenager? So that's a kind of link here between these two things that would make sense, because the reader doesn't know how old your nephew is, and that this example with the PowerPoint presentation is a specific and personal reference to what you just said. So say something like, when my nephew aged 14. Okay, and then we understand that, oh yeah, okay, now the writer is linking it back to this previous sentence, okay? So let's see. Therefore, using the latest technology can help to make pupils more engaged with the subject, or engaged with something, engaged in the subject. I think with would be the best choice here. Secondly, we need to consider the fact that students are usually extremely stressed, while fun-filled activities help them to relax and achieve better results. That is because laughter and happiness reduce the levels of the stress hormone. Recent studies, or a recent study conducted by Harvard University, has indicated that reduction of cortisol by 12% results in improving grades, even by 25%. Okay, fine. This example supports the view that it is worth giving students a chance to smile and relax. Okay, fine. In conclusion, the conclusion to be drawn is that schools focus on conveying the educational material in an attractive form and allowing their learners to have some fun are considerably more effective. In the future, it is expected that schools will continue to move towards modern teaching techniques. Careful with your spelling here. The spelling of techniques is Q-U-E-S. Okay, this is rather good. So, nice job. The grammar, for the most part, is accurate. There are some little errors, but nothing that really caused considerable trouble. So, no, I'm quite happy with it. I think there were just a couple of places where I said, you need to link your ideas together better, and so forth, but definitely a good beginning. Okay, so let's take a look now at your second essay. Okay, so here it is. It's the one about doing an enjoyable activity with a child. Let's see what you said here. It is generally claimed that spending time with offspring on fun activities instead of reading can help them to grow and thrive. I totally agree with this statement, especially since children already spend a considerable amount of their time over books in school. Firstly, there is a plethora of interesting things that can be done together with a child, but one of the most valuable ones is traveling. That is because leaving the home environment allows youngsters to gather new experiences, and what is most important, it enables them to broaden their horizons, having the opportunity to meet people from other cultures and see places previously watched only on Travel Channel or in the National Geographic magazine can provide unique experiences. In addition, it allows to use and practice the foreign languages learned in school. Therefore, it is important to go together on a trip from time to time. Okay. I understand what you're saying, but I want to ask you, how does this relate back to skills and creativity? So yes, it's certain that travel is very beneficial, but remember that the essay has asked you specifically about the development of skills and creativity. So let me tell you where you actually mentioned skills and creativity. You mentioned skills over here, practicing the foreign languages learned at school. So, you didn't really say anything that actually addressed the topic until your last couple of sentences. So I really want you to be careful about that. Remember that the entire paragraph needs to carry this central idea. So for me, this is a little too late, okay? Yes, there's no question that travel is beneficial and so forth, but remember the essay is asking you very specific things in children's development. Okay, so let's move on to your second paragraph. Nevertheless, it is a fact that young people are nowadays often overloaded with school assignments and overstimulated by TV and video games, so it is worth giving them a chance to slow down and relax. In fact, boredom is an important emotion because it makes your mind wander, which is a key part of the creativity process. Research conducted by the NASA psychologists Get Rid of The has proven that the moments of being bored, or you could have just said moments of boredom, would have flowed much better. Moments of boredom are intensively utilized by the human brain to process all the data accumulated during the activity periods. That is why we should sometimes allow our children to do nothing. Okay, I found this so interesting, and I think your ideas are really interesting, but I have to ask you again, how have you attached it to the area discussed here? Okay, let's see. So you're giving me all these reasons, and I'm like, okay, yeah, where is Karolina going with this? Where is she going with this? And finally, you do get there where you say that, well, the brain needs to be bored. Maybe we shouldn't worry about doing things to improve their creativity and skills, but sometimes the best thing we can do for them is nothing. So if that's what you're trying to say, then you really should lay this out in your introductory sentence, okay, in your topic sentence. So that first paragraph, the first sentence of that paragraph needs to say something like, while there is a case for various activities benefiting children in the development of skills and creativity, there is much to be said for doing absolutely nothing. Okay, and then you could say how doing nothing is really beneficial for the brain. It helps to sort of subconsciously process all the things that it has been learning during this active period. And so, in a sense, boredom and lack of activity is actually part of the skills development part. So that's how you could have brought this all back. Unfortunately, you didn't phrase it like that. So you didn't actually get into how it's related to the task until like the last sentence or two. So again, it creates some confusion for the examiner, for the reader. It's not a clear central idea. If you look at the band descriptors for task 2, you'll see that it's important to have a clear central idea throughout your paragraph. And so that didn't really happen because throughout means from the beginning to the end. And the idea behind your paragraph was only clear on that last line or two. All right, so let's look at the conclusion. The conclusion to be drawn is that there are more valuable activities than reading that can be done together with a child. Okay, you don't want although, though, here, because although has a very specific grammar structure. It needs an entire clause. So instead here, you should have used however, or that being said, or nonetheless. Some good bedtime reading helps to calm down and fall asleep. Okay, and then that's fine. So this is a good first set of essays. There's some really nice elements here. You're on the right track. There's your grammar is very nice. Your vocabulary is very nice. There's a lot of natural sounding language, which I'm really happy to see. But there are a few things that we need to work on. Okay, so what you need to do now is correct these essays based on this video correction, and then you need to send back that correction to us. With it, you're going to also send your error correction list. If you haven't already created one, the error correction list takes the mistakes that were pointed out to you in this essay, and next to each mistake, you have to write what the corrected version is. So you're going to add to this with each subsequent video correction you receive. And then, of course, the third thing you have to do is send us a new set of essays. Okay? I'm very excited to see them because there's some task ones in there as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Try to do all of this within the next day or so you can really, not lose your momentum and keep at it while, it's all still fresh in your mind. All right, so go ahead and get that started. We'll meet back here with your new essays. So I'm wishing you lots of good luck.